This is my main channel, and I do think this deserves to be on here because this is things that I have thought about. It's just stuff that's kind of been on my mind over the past few weeks. Today, we're going to be talking about the reality of YouTube as a career, and more importantly, the coming to terms aspect of growing up. Now, I've been making content for a little more than half my life, and the type of content that I've made has changed drastically. Really just going off of what I thought was fun to make in the moment. I didn't really put too much thought and effort into making this into a career. It was more just it was just like a fun hobby, just something that I personally enjoyed doing. The videos ranged from gaming videos, collections, Nerf, plush videos. I've done yaps and loads of other stuff. You can look on my channel and you'll see. But anyways, YouTube, since I started it back in 2016, I was 9 years old. The whole reason why I made the channel was to make it into something. Being 9 years old, I didn't know what that looked like monetarily or whatever. And I honestly still don't. Don't click off the video because I'm saying this, but I only have about 900 subscribers right now. Just want to clear that up. This is nothing serious. I'm just a simple guy that makes YouTube videos on his iPhone 13 in his bedroom. Now, real quick, I'm just going to go over the progress that I have made over the past 10 years. I didn't really see any growth until 2021. I had a job. I was working at McDonald's, so I got a little change. I decided to post on iFunny and pay money and promote my stuff, being like, hey, subscribe to me, please. I'm trying to be a content creator. It got me to 100 subscribers, so I'm not complaining. After that, for the rest of COVID and school and stuff like that, I didn't see much progress. By the time I moved into the place where I'm at now, I had about, I'd say 160 subscribers, something like that. So going from 160 until now has been the growth over the past 2 years. It's really cool that I got to this point, on my own. Well, not all on my own. I have my roommate and he helps a lot. For the effort that I've put into these videos is insane. I've put hours into this, and I had a few days ago, I was sitting doing nothing, just going on my phone. My roommate was out of town. My girlfriend, she had to work, and so she wasn't gonna come over or nothing. We weren't gonna hang out, and my social life is kind of nothing. That really happens to everybody after you get done with school. Everyone just kind of starts doing their own thing. Everyone's got their own life. They have their own job. They have their own goals and aspirations. If they have that, most people don't, which is kind of weird. But from talking to people that I worked with at jobs, it's pretty weird how they're just they're not even like content with what they're doing. They're just kind of like, this is fine and this is life and whatever. Totally forgot what I was talking about. Whatever. We'll just keep on yapping. I'm just one taking this, bang bang, get it done, put it together and upload. But if I sound sad or look tired, I'm not. Well, I am kind of tired, but I had a short shift today at my job, so I don't understand why I'm tired. But, yeah, let's clear that up. I'm not, and I'm actually really excited for this year. Let's get into that. 2025, I gotta go frickin' put some water in my hair. It is my... All right. Anyways, let's see. So, am I in frame? I can't see my phone because it's facing away from me. This should be fine. So back in January of 2025, so about a year ago now, at the job that I was at since I graduated high school, I started just having some mental issues with things that went on in my life. Now, I knew I wasn't going to stay there for the rest of my life, but I didn't know when I was going to not work there, because up to that point I was there for a year and 8 months. I started having some issues just with, real life and just kind of things that were going on mentally, and I kind of just gave up at the job there. I started calling in. I was showing up late. I was just half-assed doing my job basically, and they eventually let me go. It was a golden opportunity, and sucks to say, but I didn't take it. After I was let go, I had the idea, all right, I'm going to be in the gym. I'm going to be able to put hours into videos. I'm going to be able to, basically, I'm going to make YouTube a full-time job without it being monetarily successful. And about 2 months in, I just kind of didn't take a golden opportunity that I had. That has stuck with me for months. It's been kind of rough with that realization, I guess, from that point in my life. And whatever, it's fine. Eventually, I got a new job, and I was working on churches, doing like stained glass stuff. What's it called? I was basically restoring windows in churches and stuff like that. Really fun job, very humbling for sure, and I did learn a lot from it. But eventually, in October of 2025, they started giving me less hours. I wasn't working as much throughout the week. It was an on-the-road job, so we'd be out. We would come back, 2 days after or whatever, not a full week's worth of work. And so then I'm like, hey, I want to make a video. So the game that I was playing, it was Siege, and I decided to make a video. It's sitting at now, I believe, 700-800 views. And, it was really motivating to see, oh, hey, this random video I just made, a very exciting video for me because it was new, it was fun, all that stuff. It was just that thing of I make a video again, and now making videos are fun all over again. And that's been on and off over the course of 10 years. And now my most viewed video is from 2 months ago. And that is really, really, really cool to see. It's not like, chat, I'm cooked. Like I had all this time and effort put into this stuff, and nothing I made worked, and so I'm just gonna have to move on. It was like something that I recently did, at where I'm at now physically and mentally. I upped what I did from previous years. That was really cool to see. I've now been chasing that since then, and I haven't come close to that. That feeling of not being like I how do I say this? Like, oh, I had this pinnacle basically with YouTube, and now I can't get that again. It's this feeling of, do I even have a shot at this? Am I even able to consistently output amazing numbers and growth and stuff like that? Like when I made the video, and it's now sitting at like 17,000 or something like that. I thought it was just going to be up from there. And one of the things you need to learn if you're going to be doing YouTube on your own is you're not going to know what you're doing ever. Everything is going to be a guess on what you're posting. And and if a video does good, you're not going to understand why. And if you do understand why that video did good, it's going to be pretty difficult to do that again. So keep that in mind. I don't even think big people that, like big content creators that have loads of followers and loads of views, I don't even think they necessarily understand to an extent why their videos do good. People tend to fall off because I feel they get stuck in what made them get big. This is an issue, if it's true, that I'm aware of. And it makes it very difficult to incorporate that into what I make, because I had 2 videos do thousands of views. Being able to have that same amount of traction and views and growth happen over and over and over again, it's this thought of, am I worth it, basically? Am I able to even do this? It really messes with me. I don't know. It makes me think negatively about myself. Whatever, it's fine. It's how it goes. This is kind of a dumb way to say it, but it's kind of like a rat race type deal. You're just kind of constantly having to change like your angles on what you're improving on. Now, a lot of people that know that I make videos and stuff, they give me examples or ideas and stuff like that for things that I should make and that I should post. And I'm sorry, guys, but your ideas kind of suck. I'm not going to lie. I was talking to my dad a few months ago about videos, and he's like, oh, you should make a video on doing this and doing this. But algorithm-wise and everything like that, because once again, I'm at the point where I would like to make this a career. I'm still at that bottom. I'm not at the bottom tier, but I'm like the pickle at the bottom of a barrel. I'm off the ground. I'm not like the liquid. I'm not the juices. I'm just a small little pickle in a barrel. I guess what I'm talking about is content-wise. I'm kind of stuck with what content to make now, because the content that did good and was getting views, it's a dying game. And I'm not going to be able to make this into a career from that. So going off of my success, how do I put that success into another type of niche? I'm still struggling with that, and I don't know how to use that info on what did good to put it into a different type of niche, to have a mangled version of that success. But it's fine. We're working on it. I'm thinking, and let's pop back a little bit, back to my whole situation from 2025. I was unemployed for literally like 7 months, and if you're in school watching this, which you probably aren't, your attention span's cooked, but I was just like living off my life savings. I was taking money out of my bank account, taking out, paying bills, not even for things I wanted. It all just went to bills, just gone. I just have no money. And it's okay, because we're going to build it back up. Money comes and goes. I don't care about money right now. I just want to be in a solid spot for eventually when I have a family. That's one of my big things that I'm excited for. Like one of the pinnacles of my life is getting married and having a family. Has been since I was in 3rd grade. And I had a girl that I was set on marrying too, I'm not going to lie. But doesn't matter. She's actually married now to another person. But it's cool. But my dad instilled that in me. You get married, you have kids, marriage, like you be a strong, independent man. But going off of that, I've been in a relationship for 5 years going on now. Next month, it'll be my 5-year anniversary with her. And, I'm doing YouTube full time, I guess. I'm struggling with being fully locked. It's this thing. If I really wanted this, if I really wanted YouTube as a full-time career, like something that I'm striving for and working towards, wouldn't I put more effort into it? Because right now it's just kind of there's like, I do YouTube, I don't do YouTube. I do YouTube, I don't do YouTube. It's on and off. And that makes me question, do I even want this? Because if there's something that you actually want, something to achieve. Like, let's say you're hungry, or let's say you're a cokehead. If you are addicted to coke, you're gonna do anything in your power to get coke. Simple, plain as day. That's the analogy I have on it. So if I'm not treating, let's say, it's like I want to work towards being a full-time content creator, but I'm not putting all my effort into achieving that. Do I really want it? That sits with me a lot, and it's confusing, and I don't know what to do about it, except work harder with it. But I still struggle to... Sorry, my phone died. We're back. But yeah, that really stuck with me. Just thinking, do I really want this? Is this something that I truly am wanting? Because if I wanted it, I feel like I would have done more to achieve it. But it's cool. Let's move on. I don't know if I talked about this already. I'm going to just put it in just to go off of what I'm talking about. But let's talk about mental drag. My mental drag that I'm having. I stress a lot about the unknowns if this is worth anything. I don't know if I'm going to succeed, and that's with anything. You try something out of your comfort zone, you don't know what's going to happen. The worst that's going to happen out of me doing any of this with YouTube is I tried. And I think I'm okay with that. If that is what happens, and let's say this doesn't become something full career wise, right? It's not a revolutionary thing for my life. Looking back, let's say when I'm 80 years old, it's going to be really cool. I'm going to be able to see me on how I acted, what I sounded like, what I looked like when I was 9 years old. And that is something that's going to be, I think, is going to be really special someday. No matter what happens, I want to make videos of me and my family. I don't know if it says, I'll make it brief, but some of my long-term dreams ever since I was in 3rd grade was getting married, and this thing just fucking, everything is going wrong. I'm going to have to cut this short. Everything is kind of starting to go bad. I'm really excited for 2026. I think this year is going to be pretty great for me, especially compared to 2025. It is the year of the horse, so I've heard. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to be doing more than what I have been doing over my entire life. I really am going to try this time. This is my last real shot at going full-time to be full-time instead of randomly going full-time someday. I feel probably won't, it kind of feels like that, and it's kind of scary. But I'm going to keep on getting older. So are you. And whatever you're wanting to do it sooner than later so you don't get in my position to where, it feels like your time for trying to do something, it feels like it's kind of running short. I hope it isn't the case. If it is, that's okay. At least I tried. And that's all you can do. Any takeaway, if I'm guessing the analytics on this is going to be terrible. I'm not expecting anything from this. Everything happens for a reason. My grandpa tells me that all the time, and I trust him. He's an amazing guy, my grandpa. So let's go off of Jay's grandpa. Everything happens for a reason. Whatever you're doing now, you're doing great. Keep it up. If you can put more into it, do it, because we all have the same 24 hours. Anything that Bill Gates, no political bullshit, I'm not going to do none of that, but anything that anyone ever accomplished, They accomplished it with the same 24 hours as you. You're able to do anything you want. Anything you want, you can achieve. You just got to try, you know? Put a little bit more effort compared to what I did, because I should be somewhere farther on with YouTube than I am now. And I did sell, really big sell, but I got to learn from it. 2025 humbled me, and all you can do is try. That's the takeaway of this. That's all for me. I actually have one more thing I want to talk about. These followers that I had stood out a lot, and I, at the least, you know, because if I did get big or never again, I want it to be known on these followers, and I want them to know that they made a real impact with me with this entire journey that I had. So, first off, Slizzy, you were the first one to actively talk to me on live streams. I never had that before. It meant the frickin' world, you know? Like, I'm not Slizzy. I'm not nobody special, you know? And the fact that you were just randomly like, oh, what's up, bro? And you're just talking to me while I'm streaming R6. It was a really cool feeling. It's hard to put it into words, but I will always remember that, genuinely. Damn, this feels like a goodbye right now. It's not. This is a bookmark, not an ending. Caught, bro. Thank you so much. Shows up every single frickin' stream. Dude, I love you, bro. You're so frickin' funny. You're amazing to talk to. You're great. It's so fun having you in my chat and thinking, oh, I'm going to stream and Caught's going to stop by. You know, my streams have kind of been the same every stream, and I'm realizing that. And I got ideas, me and Brandon. We got plans. We got ideas. I just need 6 months, bro. Trust. Caught, you're investing right now. Turks. First ever donation ever. Bro is from New Zealand. He donated $20 of New Zealand money, so it turned out to be $2. But he donated $20. And that is weird. I look at my account and it has money for the first time ever. It's so cool. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I regret meowing. My dad ended up watching it, and it was pretty awkward for me. That's going to be it for this, and I got ideas, I got plans, and we're working part-time to still do this for full-time. So money's going to be low, but output is going to be high. Y'all, I'll see y'all in future streams, and 6 months. That's it. All right.